Hello, hi, and welcome to Political Quickie, your political show that subjectively discusses current affairs in South Africa and all around the world. My name is Motsepe'S. So yes, I went to the Global Citizen Festival concert last night. And my voice is gone because I saw Mamza Oprah and of course I screamed, and I saw Beyonce and I screamed, and yeah, that was that. So the concert in itself was beautiful, but what happened afterwards is absolutely disgusting at Cecil. Like, I'm still shook, but then at the same time, it's like, it's South Africa and there's so much crime in general. I was really shook that that happened. But yeah, I'm so sorry that you guys had to go through that, honestly. However, I went to the concert and I was like, you know what, I'm going to actually ignore any kind of politics within the concert. Like, honestly, I was really conscious about this. But there was no lack of political juiciness. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. So what happened was, right? What I noticed and what I observed is that Ntate Patrice Motsepe is actually mobilizing support, right? I don't know what for exactly. So, number one, because apparently the Zuma and Matamela factions within the ANC actually still exist, which is absolutely shocking because Ubaba is gone. But this man has got influence even beyond his administration. Like, it's unbelievable, right? So, right now it looks like actually Matamela or the Matamela faction might actually want to replace Deputy President Didi Mabuza with Patrice Motsepe. That's just theory number one, right? Theory number two is that maybe Patrice Motsepe wants to create a private sector monopoly. Theory number three is that maybe, right, just maybe he's just protecting his family's business interests, as well as President Matamela's business interests because he is family. And theory number four is that maybe he wants to be president and he'll probably run as an ANC member, or he will establish his own political party and run that way. Let me remind you guys that Motsepe, amongst, a whole lot of things that he owns, like the mines, etc., he owns that black bank, right? Which is an answer to South Africans wanting a black bank. We've had this conversation. He also owns a network Rain, which is an answer to hashtag data must fall, right? Although the strange thing about that particular network is that it covers people in the more wealthy middle class areas, but when you go to the disadvantaged areas, it does not cover. So, like, who exactly are you subsidizing here? Like, okay, just a question. My only question though, right, in terms of the things that, Motsepe owns is, but like, where are the newspapers and the TV channels? Because, like, if you really want to influence people, that's where you go. You need an entire news channel. Like, I understand the ties to Kwesbeker and probably the access you got to multi-choice. And I understand, the ties that Matamela has to, Johan Rupert, therefore ENCA. But still, it would be much better if you could personally control the narrative. I'm just saying, okay? However, if theory number one is correct, that, Didi Mabuza is to be replaced by Patrice Motsepe, then we are in for like the most epic political fight in democratic history of South Africa. Like, just imagine, you've got Didi Mabuza. He's a lot of things, right? But stupid is not one of them. This man is smart. He is strategic, and he could have Ubaba behind him. So you could imagine the strategies that are going through their minds. Like, I can't. And the fact that he's been to Russia back and forth, he's been disappearing. What exactly are you doing in Russia? Because me, I do not believe that you are sick. No, I don't believe it. It doesn't sound plausible, right? Because Russia, guys, like, remember President Zuma was allegedly poisoned as well. And where did he go? They just seemingly had the same problem and they went to the same country to go fix it. Hey! I cannot even. So, like the juice, the cake, that's the political cake of the night, right? It's not Beyonce. But when Motsepe actually came on stage, right? And yeah, this was amazing. I was just shook and I was just mesmerized the entire time. When he called the leaders of number one COSATU, the biggest trade union in South Africa, Agri SA, the white farmers of South Africa who provide us with food, the black farmers who need land, they are almost there. They're almost there, right? And then he called the Zulu king, who is king to the largest tribe in South Africa. And then he called, the leader of the ZCC, who ZCC is actually the biggest church in South Africa. So he called 5 of the most powerful people. I mean, for him to command such people to be on stage, guys, come on. Like, it's too obvious. And then the 3 musketeers were there. Like, this thing is just too obvious. I feel like maybe at this point, the 3 of you guys want us to know what's going on. That's because it's too obvious. We can all see that you guys are up to something. Y'all are up to something, right? But normally it's the people that are behind the shadows that have the real power, that are the ones who are plotting and strategizing, like Didi Mabuza. So I'm wondering why you guys would make it public that you really are up to something. I was even more shook when he donated 3 billion towards the process of expropriation of land without compensation. And he said that we will make sure that, it all goes smoothly. Not only reassuring South Africans, but reassuring the international community, because that was on an international stage. So what power does he have? Hey! To reassure not only South Africans, but the entire world that something that's governmental will run smoothly. And he says, we will make sure. He says, standing there in front of these 5 powerful people and the president somewhere around the stadium. He's also managed to sort of gain the support of the South African youth, right? By using Monat. Monat Mpalai, right? The one thing that you guys really, really love, he's managed to use that. But actually in the process, turn young South Africans who love turning up into activists. Do you guys see this? Like, because of Global Citizen, you guys were activists for months and months. And some of you are actually, you have been converted for life. Right? So he's given you Beyonce, he's given you Baka, an entire Messi, 2 goats, right? Turned you into activists. And now a lot of you are calling him your president. Weird enough, a big part of me actually hopes that I'm wrong. I hope my observations are wrong. Because you've got this black man who is wealthy, self-made, inspires a lot of hope, right? We can argue and we can debate how he should use his money, but at the end of the day, it's his money. It's our minerals, but it's his money. Right? But he's been able to use music and sport, things that historically have shown us that they can actually unite people, even if it's temporarily. Nelson Mandela did that with the Rugby World Cup, right? So I'm hoping that I'm wrong, because if I am not wrong, it means that we don't have a Frantz Fanon problem of a race and a class problem that's combined, but then we've got a Karl Marx problem of a class problem, which means that the faces of power, influence, and wealth are changing and they're becoming black. And now we've got an issue of black versus black. That's just unimaginable, unfortunately. In a normal world, it should just be between right and wrong. right? Evil and good, right? No race considered. But that's not in the world that we live in. So that is my observation of the Global Citizens Festival. And yeah, I love you guys. Use your talents to serve humanity. Okay? Right? Do better, do good. And I will see you on Wednesday. Goodbye.